back to my channel. It's G from Happiness and Crafting. So I have a lovely project for us for this Shabby Saturday. I want to make a pin board, but I want to make it so it's got a little bit of padding on, so I can sort of like you know, pop some brooches and bits and pieces on it. I don't have a piece of cork, and I wanted to use this old frame, so I thought I would you know, have a go at making it myself. So I've got some lovely bits of lace and bits that I would like to put on it. I also have some nice pearls. I've got lots more pearls, and I've got some of this batting stuff that I used the other day, and I've got some fabric. This is just like a little bit of calico, but this is quite thin. I was thinking of putting sort of like a shabby coloured one on there, but because I want to put things like brooches and stuff on there, I would like it sort of like quite, if I can speak, quite plain on the back, and then I can sort of like add bits to it. Now I also have my lovely flowers that we made in one of our videos, which I thought, not sure how this is going to work, was I'm going to just sort of like maybe pop them in the corner or something like that. But the first thing I would like to do, oh, actually, I'm just going to show you what's underneath. This was an old frame that a friend gave me, and it had a piece of glass on it. The glass was very, very thin. And this is the picture, what was inside. Now, this is really, really old. You can see how sort of like dirty and mucky it is. It's got some lovely writing on here. I don't want to get rid of this, obviously, but sadly, it's too big to go into to scan. I might go somewhere and scan it to see if I can scan it and then sort of like shrink it down a bit, because the aged look is just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. This is like a little thin piece of paper on there, so I don't know whether this is sort of some sort of print on here, but it's just gorgeous. So that's what was in the frame, and it's got these lovely, if you've got these lovely patterns on here, look, this one's missing on this corner, so I will try and cover that up, but there's 3 on here. Now I will paint this. I don't want to have it wood, so I'm going to paint this with, of course, some chalk paint. So I'm just going to paint around it with some chalk paint and see what that's like. I'm just going to turn it round. So we've got a lovely lip in here that we can fit stuff into. Now I would like to, I've cut a piece of card already. This is a box that I had, and I've cut that so it would fit into there nicely, and that's what I'm going to cover with the batting and the fabric. Now this is the old backing. You can see how old that is. I've given it a good spray, antibacterial spray, but I would quite like this as the back, to keep this as the back of it, which will be quite nice to be oldie-woldy on the back. So I'm going to try and do that. You can see how old this is. It's got 2 little holes here where it was hanging up by, so, but I want it, you know, landscape, so I might sort of like make 2 holes to hang it up, like that. So let me just quickly turn that over. So I'm going to paint it first, and then I'm going to pop this batting on. I'm hoping this is going to be thick enough. This is quite a thick piece of cardboard, and then I will put this onto the card and then the fabric over the top. So this piece, I'll cut this down and I'll iron this. So I think this feels quite padded. I don't want it too much. Now I've got a little pin here, so you know, I've got the cardboard in the back to stick this on. So the card is actually thicker than the cork boards that I was looking at. So I just want it to sort of like them to stick in, but I will need to make some more pins as well because I don't have enough. So that's my idea, and then of course we will just sort of like add bits of sort of like lace to the top and things like that, and sort of make it look a little bit pretty. So what I'm going to do first, which you don't really need to see me do, and that is paint the frame. So I'm going to take all of this, so I will just go and paint the frame. So this will probably need a couple of layers of paint on it, So I will do that. I will leave it overnight, and then in the morning I will come back. I might sort of like sand it down a little bit, because these lovely, oopsie daisy, I just hit my camera stand. The frame is a little bit bigger than I thought. So look, these are lovely, so I might just sand those so you can just get a little bit of that texture. Now the frame size, I did measure it, got it on my little stick-it note. It's 20 inches down and then 26 inches across, or 50 centimeters down and 65 centimeters across. So it's quite big, it's quite nice, and I think would have lots of lovely room on there to pin little bits and pieces, because I've got brooches that I've made, I've got my little dresses, and instead of like hiding them away and hanging them all over different places, it would be quite nice to have them all on a lovely little shabby pin board. So that's what we're going to be doing today. So I will be back in 2 seconds for you with a nice painted frame, and then we can get to making the inside bit of it. So see you in a minute. Okay guys, so I have finished painting it. It's been left to dry overnight and I'm loving it. I think it's come out really, really nice. It's given it a little pinky tint because I think the stain or something that's on the wood previously is sort of like come through, but it's got sort of like this lovely pink tint. I did give it a good scrub beforehand, but it's still come through. I'm just going to show you close up just the little corners. They look lovely. I was going to sand them off, but they've got like a gold gilding bit on there, so I've just wiped it off with the paint off with a little bit of a wet wipe, and then I've just distressed it with, I actually used a nail file. I just went round the edge and just distressed it a little bit, and I think it looks really, really nice. So that is the frame. I haven't done the back, but I've done sort of the, you know, the main bit. So it did take a couple of layers of paint. It's not been painted fabulously because I wanted it to be a bit more sort of like oldie and distressed and shabby. So I'm loving how it's turned out. So the next thing I need to do is the actual inside. So I'm going to take this and pop that to the side because we don't need that. But I do need this piece of cardboard, which is the one that I cut to size. And also, I think I'm gonna, which one should I stick it on? I'm gonna put it on this side, I think, like this. So I need to attach this to our piece of card, like that. So I'm just about fit in shot, don't I? So that's nice and fluffy. I've cut this to size and I've given it a nice iron. But we shall see if it stays nice. Look. So I just want to, it's got a nice little bounce to it, not too much because we don't want it to too much bouncy. Well, I'm going to just turn that over so it's this way round. Oopsie daisy. I wanted this to be quite simple. I didn't want to be a big sort of like a task to do. I'm going to just take this off a minute. I need to make sure this is level in the middle, like that. There we go. Pop this on top, like that. And then what I'm going to do, I've got my glue gun, and I'm just going to glue the corners up like that, each corner, and then just fold that over. So, you know, and then the other side I will pull quite tight. So it's just like really doing a journal cover, isn't it? I've got my little finger dobber, my little finger protector. I don't want to put too much glue on here because I don't want it to be too thick. Because we need to put the backing on as well. Stick that down. Now this card is got a good thickness to it. So when you put a pin in it, it is going to, you know, stick in there really quite well. Sorry, I'm going to have to turn this around so I can do each corner like that. So we are pulling it quite tight. So yeah, just think you're making a giant sort of journal cover. Stick that down like that. And we will do this one. A little bit of glue. Oopsie daisy. Get all caught up. The fun bit is going to be decorating the frame. Now push this down because our card is, I don't want to buckle up the card. There we go. Turn it around this way. Then I will do this side. Tuck that in. Pop that there. There we go. Okay. So let's just, I think I will do the middle bits first. Don't want to pull it too tight. It's got to be sort of tight enough to give it a good, you know, tightness on the other side without sort of making it uneven, if you know what I mean. Just put a little bit here. Put that in. Let's do this one. And then we can make the corners all nice and tidy in a minute. Lovely. I've got a few bits and pieces to add to the frame. Some of the bits that I've made, some bits of lace on there as well. So, you know, I'm hoping we can sort of make it look sort of shabby and pretty. Right, let's have a little peek. Okay, that's lovely, isn't it? Oh, I like it. Just like I said, I wanted it to be plain. I didn't want it to be too fussy fabric, although it would be quite nice. Well, I didn't really have any shabby fabric that I could use anyway. But I think I will have a look and see if I can find, I'll go to the charity shops and stuff, I think, at some point, and have a little peek and see if I can find any shabby, and then I can always make some more, because I would like a few of things. Although I don't have a huge amount of wall space in my room here, it would be quite nice to have some more things where I can stick up what I've made or pin onto here, because I make lots of little flowers and stuff, and it's quite nice to see them, isn't it? Okay, let me just get another glue stick, pop that in there. I cut the cardboard just a little bit smaller than the actual frame, so that means that we've got room. Oh, this is quite good. I need to move my little cup out of the way. This is where the back of my desk is not blocked off, so this is where that comes in handy to poke this through the back of the desk, isn't it? Forgotten what I was saying now. Put that in there. I've used this little finger protector thing for a little while now. I've used it a lot and I think it's brilliant. You know, when I used to get so tangled up in bits of glue everywhere, and now I don't. Okay, this might need, don't want to make this too thick, because this should be okay. There we go. Because obviously I'm going to put the old backing on here. Let me just stick this one down, because it's, you know, I like that, you know, I don't want to throw away the backing of this and get a new one. There's no point, is there? So I might as well use the old one. My table was clean, so I don't get ink and stuff all over the front of my nice pin board. So guys, have you made a pin board? What are yours like? If you have, please post them pictures of them in the Facebook group, so that we can have a little look and see what yours are like. Because this is just, I've never made a pin board before, so wasn't 100% sure how I was supposed to do it really, but again, if you've got a cork board, if you haven't got an old picture frame and you've got a cork board, just jazz it up a little bit. Maybe paint the frame of your cork board, and stick some sort of lace and bits around it. You can always do that if you fancied making something like this. There's always ways of jazzing things up, or shabbying them up. Okay, last little corner on here. Let's just stick this onto here. I think you could probably use, if you had an old canvas, you know, ones with a sort of like the wooden frame and the hole in, you could use a canvas, I suppose, couldn't you? And cover that up, or paint it and stick things on it. I wonder if that would work. Oh, I need to do this way. Let's hope that's nice and tight on the other side, but not over tight. There we go. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Look at that. It's just a little bit bendy, but once we've popped that in, oh, I like it. That looks really good. Okay, guys, let's see. Let's get our frame in. Let's just swap this over. So this will need to go in just like that. Super simple. Love it. Let's just turn that over, see what it looks like. Look at that. Oh, I do like that. Just, if you can see, it's just got that little puff, a little puff. Okay, so how are we going to put that in? I didn't really think about that. I've got the backing. So this is the grungy backing. Like that. So I'm hoping, I did have some of the little nails that I took out. I'm just wondering whether I should sort of pop the nails back in again, because I was gonna because that needs to be held down a little bit better, because I was going to just sort of like tape it with some tape, but that is not going to hold it down, I don't think, because this is quite puffy. Let's have a little peek. This seems to be quite strong. I don't need that one. But I think, let's take a little bit. Don't think just sticking. It's going to quite hold that down, is it? No. Right, I'm going to just pop, look. I might put that on afterwards. I think I need to just, it's got loads, it has so many little nails in here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go and get those nails and a little hammer, and I'm going to just try and pop a few of them back into the little holes like that. So give me 2 seconds. Okay guys, so I've got my little nails here. So these are obviously the ones that came out of the frame in the beginning, and look how rusty and lovely they are. So I'm going to try and put them back, because obviously we want to repurpose everything as much as we can. I've put one in here. My camera went off when I was hammering that in for some reason, I don't know why. Not the easiest to do, so I've got one that side. I'm just going to put one in each side if I can. I'm going to come in just a little bit, just so that you can see what I'm doing. So it's got lots of little holes in here. No, this is not going to be the easiest thing I've ever done. So we need to just take this little nail, find a little hole in here somewhere. There's a little hole. So it's got lots of little holes along here. Push this back. And I'm going to take a hammer. I've got a little hammer. Just going to just tap that in, but this needs to slide over a little bit. So I'm just going to tack that in just so that this is not going to move then. I'm going to do, let me just do one around each side first. Let's turn it around this way so you can see. Look how lovely and old this is. It's fabulous, isn't it? Right, let's take another little nail. Let's find a little hole. Pop that in the hole. Just see, I'm just going to pull that up a bit. Just so this is nice and tight. Round to this side. So this is the sort of bit that will probably take the time to do, depending on what you've got, what sort of frame you've got. You might even have a new one. You don't have to have an old one, but you can have a new one. You might have one that you've not used and you can use. No, that didn't work. That didn't work. Now it's got stuck in there. Oh, never mind, it's gone in there. We have got lots and lots of them, so that's okay. Let's take another one. Let's find a little hole. That looks like a bigger hole, actually. There we are. Let's find another one. So what I'll do, because it's easier for me to do it off camera, so you know what I'm doing now. So I'm just going to go around and just hammer some nails into here, and then I will be back. Just hold it, and I made sure that I went through on the corners, so these just go on there really, really well. So that's all there, nice and hard. So I'm really, really happy with that. So let's just come back out again, like so. I'm going to get rid of these little nails because we don't need those anymore. And what I'm going to do, because I'll just turn it over so we can have a little peek. So look at that. I think that looks really, really lovely, doesn't it? Just super. Right, I am going to make it nice and tidy on the back. Oops a daisy, without knocking everything off my desk. Take that little nail. I've got a few more little nails there. Let's tidy that up. And I'm going to just go over it just around the outside with a little bit of masking tape, just to tidy it up. Just along the edges. Just to make sure it sticks down nice like that. Whether this is a sticky enough one, we shall see. Pop that down. Just tidies the back up, doesn't it then? So we've got no sort of gap in between. Oh, that's a little bit long. There's my scissors. Let's chop that off. Turn this around. Gosh, just about big enough for my desk. Put that here. Probably do with just a little thicker, just a little bit wider would work a little bit better, I think, this tape. But for now, this is going to be perfect. Just want to make sure everything is going to stay in place, don't we? There we go. But yeah, if you didn't want to go for all of this kerfuffle, just get yourself a new frame, or you know, a pin board, a little cork pin board, and then just make that pretty. Okay, so I think that's pretty stuck down, isn't it? Look at that. Loving it. Let's get all these little bits out of the way. So, what do you think? Pretty good, isn't it? I'm really, really happy with that. So, super, super duper. Right, what I want to do now. Right, this is the little corner which has got nothing on it. But the other three have. So I want to sort of like cover this a little bit up a little bit. So I've got some more bits and pieces in here. I did find these, which we made in one of the Shabby Saturday videos, which I just think are beautiful. So we want to make this nice and pretty, don't we? So I've got these, I've got these, I've got another one of these. Very grubby. I've got some lovely beads. I've got some of this lace, which I love. This is very, very old. It's the outside of something, or I'm not quite sure. It's got like a little corner on it, so it's been cut off something. So I'm just thinking whether this could sort of go along the top piece like that, because I want it to be sort of shabbily pretty, shabbily pretty. Look, we've got sort of kind of like that, kind of like it down the side as well. What we're going to do, is push that out of the way. I want to just make sure I'm in, you know, the right place. We've got some beautiful flowers. We have, the only other thing as well we could do is pop some beads, you know, along the bottom, so that when it hangs down, this would sort of hang down, wouldn't it? Pop some lace along here as well. Just like that. Have these that tight, and then this could sort of hang down. Not too much. They might be a little bit too long actually. I've got these. I do have some other beads, but they're on my shelf and they're quite high and I couldn't reach them. So that's why they weren't. Oh, I could put them up there, couldn't I? What do you reckon? That looks quite nice. If that's hanging down, that would look really nice, wouldn't it? Oh, decisions, decisions. But the first thing I'm going to do, I think I might put that on there. I'm going to do the top piece, which I'm going to cut this off here. So this will cut off about there. I've had this for so long, I have to start using what I've got because I'm a nightmare. I just want to sort of keep these bits and pieces. But this is all sort of like old and grungy and lovely. So let's put that on there. We could even have a couple of layers of this on there. No, I think I'm just gonna go for that one. I'm just going to stick it. I'm just going to stick it with some glue gun, but I'm going to turn it around this way so that I can actually see what I'm doing. I'm going to just tack it down. I'm not going to stick it majorly hard because if I want to take it off, you know, I can. Do you know what I mean? At some point, if I want to sort of revamp this again, then I don't want it stuck down with 10 tons of glue stick. And these little dots will hold it down perfectly. Okay. Oops. My glue gun just about reaches. There we go. Stick that down. Fabulous. Right, I'm doing this upside down. I'm going to stick these flowers on because I just want it to be, you know, pretty randomly stuck down. You could have a look, this one's got a sort of like a brighter pinker little middle to it. Not that it really matters. Do we need 3? Could probably just use 2, couldn't we? I'm going to just stick them on. I'm just going to just go for this, you know, like that. Like I said, I'm not using too much glue. Enough to stick these on, but also enough to be able to sort of take them off if I change my mind, or, you know, I want to use them, revamp it or do something like that. Right, let's put those over there. I'm going to just turn this around. Lots of moving about on this one. Look at that. Oh, just gorgeous. Just lovely. Actually, we could put this here. We have lots of little bits and pieces on here. Doesn't have to be, oh, I've got glue gun on my face. I can feel a little strand of it. Okay, this little clip, this is like a little clip. Now this has been with me for years. Do you know what I mean? And this can just sort of like stick on and just hang off. I want like little bits and pieces on here that, you know, just little randomy bits. I will put that on there because I keep losing this and then I keep finding it keeps sort of like turning up. So I want to put it on, you know, to keep it safe. The other thing I've also got is my lovely rose that I brought back from England. What do you think? Oh, that would look nice over here, wouldn't it? I think that would clip onto my little bit of lace there. And then just pop. This needs to hang from something, doesn't it? I need to clip this on. This is just sort of like clipped on. I wonder if I could probably take that off. It needs to bend up a little bit. Clip that. I kind of like my big rose on there. That's very nice, but I need to clip it. I need to stick something on here for this to clip to. So let's just get a little bit of this. What do you reckon? Just so I can clip that on there. That looks good. Oh, look, I got it. What do you think? Or I could have a little doily. Right, let's have a little think about this before I start sticking too much. Got a little doily here, which we could almost scrunch like that, couldn't we? And clip that on. If I do that and glue that, I can clip it to this piece. And that's got like a little backing on it then, isn't it? Oh, I like that idea. See, I've had these doilies for so long that I need to start using things. So I need to make this so I can grab this bit. So we need to glue that little back piece like that. And then I'm going to just glue a tiny bit in this bit, like that. And then this little clip can clip on there, and I can stick that on there. What do you think? This way, this way, this way, I think. And then we will clip our rose to it. Okay. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just actually glue this little bit there at the top so it doesn't open up, and then I've still got this bit here to glue it to. So how should we just glue that on there? Like that. Do a little sort of T along there and stick that on. And then we can just clip on there. Oh, I love it. Look at that. Lovely. Oh, it's just gorgeous. And obviously I don't want to put too much on it because we've got all of this to pop things on as well. But I'm kind of liking that on there. And I'm kind of liking, what did I do with that other bit? That just sort of hanging down as well on there. Looks good, doesn't it? I'm going to do that. All of these things can all be made again. Do you know what I mean? I'm such a hoarder on things that I make like this though. I just don't want to use them. I think probably most of us are like that as well, aren't we? Let's just put that so that hides it. Hides that little top piece. Right, I'm just going to quickly sort of hold this up. Oh, I do like that. Look at that. Isn't that just beautiful? And all of these things I've made in previous videos, which is even nicer, I think. Kind of like this, sort of hanging off the side. Should we do something with the bottom? I'm going to pop this little clippy thing on that I did earlier. We are going to clip that onto there. Or I might actually just clip it up so it looks part of that over there. Fabulous. Love it. Now, do we need anything dingly dangling off the bottom? What do you think? Did I stick that on? I didn't stick that on. Should I stick that on? I'm going to stick that on. Yes, I am. Just little dots like that. I'm just going to stand up just to see if that is sort of the middle, isn't it? Pretty much. Okay, this is going to make an excuse. I have to make more of these now. Something I can do in the evening, make some more little flowers. So let's do something at the bottom. I'm kind of liking these pearls. If it's shabby, we need to put pearls in there, don't we? But I need to just have it hanging. Doesn't have to be. Not 100% sure. But then again, what I might do, I might leave that because I've got my little dresses and stuff that I want to put on here. Let me just go get some. Okay, so these are the bits that I want to sort of hang off it. And I need to make some more of these pins as well. I've got this little brooch that I made with one of my little fairies, which she looks just beautiful. So again, this can just clip on up here, onto here. Oh, I know what I could probably do. Look at that. Doesn't that just look gorgeous? What I could probably do I have anything? I could just take little bits of this and sort of even pin it on and make like little pockets. So you can have little things sticking, popping it into little pockets or something, and have something to hang on to, if you know what I mean. That's a good idea. But look, I've got my little mushrooms, I've got my little dresses, so all of these things, which way round does that go? I don't think it really matters. Got my lovely pins, so I need to make some more of my pins. So I've got my dresses to hang on there. I've got my lovely little mushrooms. I just love my mushrooms. So these can go on here. And I think these would look kind of nice, sort of hanging, dingling down, wouldn't they? Like that. And I got this little one, so it's gonna, they can sort of like hang off the bottom. You don't have to have everything on top. So when I've got something to hang off it, obviously I don't want to fill it up with everything that I've got. Well, I probably will. Let me just take this off. pop my little dress on. I need some more little pins, don't I? Here's one. There's one. So yeah, I definitely need to make some of those. You can hang on the same pin like that. My little mushroom and my little dress. So guys, that's the sort of thing. Can you see? And then I've got my little mushrooms and things sort of like hanging down through here. I will take a picture of this hanging on my wall. I need to move some bits and pieces behind my desk, behind me, to put on there, to hang this up, but loving it. So that's it. That's all I'm going to do today, because I think by the time I've added all the bits and pieces on there that I would like, it's going to be lovely and sort of like full up. I've got some beautiful tags and things and all sorts of things I can hang on here. So I've got a funny feeling I will be making more of these, because then it will just make my room look really, really lovely. So there we go, guys. That's it for today. I hope you're going to give it a go. Pretty easy to do, and it's all recycling as well. So we've got all of these bits recycling. I've used a lot of the bits, obviously, that we've made previously in videos, and all these little bits, all my dresses and everything, so I can actually see them. So they look great. So when I make something, I can hang it all on here. So there we go, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. If you do give it a go, please post in the Facebook group. I would love to see your version of your pin board, your shabby pin board. So thank you so much for joining me. Have a wonderful day. Please take care, stay safe, and I will see you soon. All right, guys, bye bye.